Conscious level of human being is so vast. Let it flower by itself. That flowering is genuine. That flowering is true flowering.
Evolve the self, better the world, love all. Let's join to uplift the human consciousness.
In everything in life, most of the time you should guide the people to flower. You can't make a flower to bloom by interference of your hand. It is still young, and when it flowers, you give water, you give light. Whatever the necessary thing is there, you provide and let it flower by itself. That flowering is genuine. That flowering is true flowering. That flowering is which stays it with as an experience which is full blown. Suppose imagine there is a flower which is like this, yet to bloom. What you do, you are in very urgent. You go and you make the petals like this, bloom it. No. That is a kind of violence or a kind of interference, a kind of ignorance. That's what normally a teachers do in an asana class. If somebody is not able to stretch, they go and they pull and stretch. I see many horrible scenes in many yoga sessions. So even I have seen if somebody is not able to make the forward bend, people will sit on them and they force them to make the forward bend. And even they have a special backward bend classes where they will use belt and rope and whatever the things possible, just they pull them. It all shows what ignorance they have towards the practice of posture. You should not push, pull anything. How sensitive you are with the flower, a human being is millions times sensitive than flower. The flowers, the conscious level of a flower is uncomparable when it comes to the conscious level of human being. Conscious level of human being is so vast. How subtle, how many lives we have lived and made a journey. How far we have come. Flower is in a very predominant, very basic level, primordial level of evolutionary process. We have made a millions of years of journey and we have become human. So when you are dealing with flower, you get that sensitivity that I should allow the flower to bloom. But when you are dealing with a human being, you don't have that sense that you should allow them to bloom. Instead of that, everybody takes a ride on another human being. You have some concepts, you want to implement on them. You have your own assumptions, you want to prove to them. You believe something as right, that fellow has to do what you feel as right. It happens in parentage, it happens in your education system, it happens with your neighbors, it happens with your society. Everybody wants to implement. Nobody is treating a human being as like a million times sensitive flower, because they have emotions behind them, they have many lives behind them, they have such a sensitive state of mind associated with many journeys are there.